Hey there, and welcome to this module where we're going to be talking about how to get your next client stat. And so I'm going to give you in this lesson a lot of quick strategies to use and a lot of more long-lasting time building strategies that you can continue to build on to make sure that those inquiries keep coming in. So let's talk about how to get leads. First, we're going to start off with a few quick and easy strategies that you can do. If you're I need someone this month, or I need money this month, or whatever it is. Sometimes I use a lot of these when I have extra projects coming in that I want to be able to fund in my own business. I'll use some of these quick strategies to be able to fund that. So strategy number one is to demo on social media. I know this sounds super simple and easy, but there's so much power in demoing on social media. And what I mean there's so much power in demoing on social media. The reason why infomercials and why all of these weird TV ad shows do so well is because they're able to demo the product in front of people live, and they're able to really see how powerful that product really is. And so if we try to take that same marketing technique of demoing, and they also do home demos, there's so much marketing and selling strategies around demoing. Anyways, so if you take that and you take it to the social media aspect, how can you demo your product on social media? Well, a lot of the times, I just like to walk people on social media through what I'm doing through that day, why it's important. Here's how I create strategy, and I kind of go through either a fake example or a real example of what that would look like, so the client can picture themselves in their shoes. So try to take that strategy of demoing in real life, how, salesmen will come into your house and demo how the vacuum works or how the knives work or whatever, and take that to social media. Then it'll be really, really powerful. Strategy number two is to email past clients with a brand new service or a brand checkup. There's a few different types of things you could do with this strategy. You could email all of your clients at once and just be hey, here's a new service, here it is, let me know if you want it. Or you can individually email some clients and say, hey, I know in your business we were trying to work on X, Y, and Z, and we accomplished this through your last branding session, but I know that we talked about this, this, and this, and this. Is this something that you're wanting to continue at this time? So as I'm going through these types of services, think about, is this something that you would want to email to all of your past clients, or just maybe a few select clients, and just think of really specific for them. So you could just come up with and be hey, I'm doing this day rate of design work. If you want to hire me, if you have something quick that you need to do, or if you're just needing, you have a project coming up and you're needing a design really, really quick and you're not wanting to do it, you can hire me just for a day. I'll pump it out. Here's what it costs. Really easy. Here you go. You could also check back with their strategy session and kind of what I was talking about, hey, I know we did X, Y, and Z, but I know we're still needing these pieces to make your brand really, really powerful. You wanting to do that at this time. So check back in with their strategy session. What are some of the solutions that you talked about that you haven't actually executed yet? You can do some kind of seasonal type of service, getting ready for Christmas, getting ready for the summer. If people have a busy season in your industry, you could work off of those busy and slower seasons. You could also do an equivalent of launch services. So for a lot of my clients, I work with a lot of experts and educational leaders and things like that. And so they'll do these big launches. And so when I notice they're getting geared up for a launch, I'll just email them, make sure everything's good, see if they need anything from me. And honestly, 90% of the time they do. And it's because I checked in with them that they hire me again. And then lastly, is there any kind of monthly retainer type of service that you could offer to your past clients? Social media graphics, launch prep, Pinterest prep, any types of those things that you could help with on a monthly level. Okay, and now the third strategy, and this is honestly the easiest way for me to get people into the door when things are feeling a little bit slow, is to sell strategy sessions. And the reason why it's so easy to sell strategy sessions is because it's kind of the perfect first foot in the door. It's great for entrepreneurs who are scared to make that big, huge leap into branding and pay $10,000, even though they know they need to. They just don't know when or how, and they're scared. And it's also good for those entrepreneurs who are at the level where they understand who their audience is, they get who they are, and they're just having trouble communicating who they are to their ideal clients. And the strategy session helps to give them the tools so that they can apply the brand themselves. So, perfect first foot in the door. And how I do that is I just honestly talk about it on social media. I talk about like what's included in the strategy session, who it's for, why it's helpful, and how to purchase. And you can do this in a really, really organic way. If you just get on Instagram, you can even just, whatever you're most comfortable with. If you're more comfortable getting in front of the camera, if you're more comfortable typing this out, you can sell this. Just tell the story of like, hey, this is the service that I'm doing. Here's what it actually is. Here's what's included. This is who I think it would be really, really awesome for. It's supposed to help people do X, Y, and Z. Here's how you purchase. Reach out through DM or go to this link, whatever it is. And then usually get like 3 to 5 people DMing me back and asking for more information. Okay, when you're selling strategy sessions, the really key to like converting and landing those sales is making it really, really easy for them to buy. So think about like, how can I make this purchasing process really, really easy for these people? Can they purchase it right from my site? Do I have to do a sales call with these people? Maybe I should do an application instead. If you're wanting to do something like that, put as much information on the site, like what's everything that they need to know before they hire you. Just try and make it incredibly easy for the strategy session. This is the product that you're really going to want to like productize and scale because it's so easy to do it, and you can do a lot of them at one time. And if you're ever like, I've got too many strategy sessions, that's a good problem, right? Then you can hire some help and get someone to help you with it. But this really is because it's just your thinking, and then you're putting your thinking into a document. It's the easiest way to get quick money in the door. Any of those quick strategies that I just talked about before, this strategy can also be applied to those strategies. And I think it's something that you should do quite often, but is to incentivize people to purchase now. Because a lot of the times when people are going through your stories, they see that you're the expert, like, cool, this strategy session sounds awesome. I'd love to do that someday. And then it kind of stops right there. They're like, yeah, that is cool. I'd love to purchase that at some point in time, but they don't feel any pressure to buy right now. So there's a few things that we can do to incentivize them to purchase right now. Obviously, I know how to spell purchase, but we could always give them an end date to purchase by. Hey, if you purchase within the next 2 weeks, you'll get blah, 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 blah. You'll get an extra design deliverable, a website or social media audit, $100 off. I mean, giving $100 off is like never my favorite, but if you want to do that like once a year for a strategy session, like something that I would maybe possibly do as well. Printed design deliverables, a free gift that is like really, really essential, like a website template or social media templates, like something that is like a game changer for people. Okay, so that's everything with this short strategies. And just to recap on that, remember, always, no matter what, with any of these strategies, incentivize people to purchase. And you could do like a quick week-long launch where you just like really talk about strategy sessions, or you really talk about the seasonal service or whatever it is that you're doing. By the end of like Friday, Tuesday, whatever that cutoff date is, they can't get that incentive to purchase anymore, and it's done. Next thing is to email past clients with a new service or a brand checkup. Third is to demo your stuff on social media. Remember, we're taking that demo strategy and we're putting it onto social media. Next thing is just to sell the strategy session. If you're really needing some money now, that is the easiest way to get people through the door. Now let's talk a little bit about some long-lasting strategies. These are strategies that you're going to want to be really, really consistent with. They're not going to bring results right away, but you'll start to notice results with these long-lasting strategies within 2 to 3 months. And then it's going to just start building and building and building and building. So I always like to do at least some long-lasting strategies and at least some quick building strategies if I really need money at that time. But long-lasting strategies are really like what you should be focusing on. So strategy number 1 is to duplicate your past clients. Now, here's what I mean by duplicating. If you have clients that you really, really loved in the past to work with, and you want to work with more of them again, what you need to do, right, is to duplicate them. So here's how we're going to duplicate them. You definitely need a referral program. Ask your clients that you love to send you referrals. Make it really easy for clients to refer you. Have a link that's already like that they can use. Give them like $100 off. Whatever is going to make your client really, really just want to refer you. Whatever is going to make it easiest for them. They won't have to go through a whole long process. definitely put that into your referral program. Another thing that you could do is have an online oils home party. This is another very old marketing and sales technique that I'm sure you have seen everywhere. But especially with those like MLM programs, you'll see like a lot of like, I think it's a Mary Kate makeup, and like there's oils home parties where basically someone will throw a party within their home and then they'll demo the product, and then at the end they're also going to pitch the product, and then at the end they try and invite them to share this with their friends. So if you can kind of create an online version of that, like, hey guys, I'm going to be talking about branding. I'm going to be talking all about how, you could do like a free class. Like, I'm going to be talking all about how to da-da-da-da-da, come share your friends. It's going to be really awesome for you. And so you can kind of like have this low-key area, this low-key online party to demo, to talk about branding, to be in the midst, and then at the end to pitch them about the product. And again, you can do that in a few different ways. You can do that through like a Facebook group. You could do that through like a free class, a free webinar. You could do communities. You could do like an Instagram DM group, like whatever you think is going to really help just be a low-key, awesome area for your people. Third is to make it easy for your clients to refer you. We already talked about that. And then fourth is to stay top of mind and check in with your previous clients. Let them know you're thinking about them. If you see little bits and pieces about their brand that maybe were off, or if you have little suggestions, let them know, check in, email them every once in a while just so that you stay top of mind. Okay, now strategy number 2 is showing up on social media as the expert. I'm sure this is something you probably have heard, but you really, really need to establish your expertise in order for clients to make you feel like they're the expert. And the easiest way to do that is through social media platforms. Now, you don't have to be on all the social media platforms. You just have to be on the ones that your clients are on. And if you don't know which ones your clients are on, then you need to do a little bit of research. Go talk to the people that you would ideally love to work with. Go stalk them on Instagram. Go stalk them wherever and figure out what are they doing, where are they hanging out. As you're coming up with posts, ask yourself, what does my client want or need to know before they really hire me? Here's a few examples that I like to use when I'm thinking about this. I think, well, my clients, they really need to understand like what branding really is. It feels really vague to them. Money is tight. They don't understand how it's going to get them more money. They don't know. They know they need branding, but they don't know how, why, or when. Like, it's still really elusive and like vague to them. They don't understand the process of branding, and they don't want to really know, or they want to really know that you're different from other brand designers before they actually hire you. So then I'll take each of those objections or each of those things that my client really needs to know in order to hire me, and I come up with topics around each of those things that we just discussed here. Now, there's lots of different ways that you can find topics, especially if you're going to go back to the social media lesson in the brand carry-all, and I talk about how to find topic suggestions. But really, you're just going to brainstorm of like, okay, well, if they really don't understand what branding really is and it feels a little vague to them, we can talk about how branding is actually going to move the needle for them. Branding broken down into 4 steps. Difference between brand identity and a brand. What is the essence of a brand? 4 common myths about branding debunked. Like, just get really creative here. Now, the third strategy that is going to immensely help you to find my crowd. Now, what does that even mean? Now, these are people that we constantly are referring to each other. We're working on teams together, and a lot of the times we'll have the same types of clients. So for me, I have a launch coach that I work with, Facebook ads manager, a copywriter, a brand photographer, a brand stylist. I have a creative business coach that I'm in connection with, a wedding photography coach. These are people that we're constantly referring back and forth to each other. We found each other through working on projects together, and we all started at the same level. Don't pressure yourself too much to like work from the top. You will get there. I started out just working with people who were at my same level, and as someone grew, like the rest of the group grew with them. And so we all grew 10 times faster because as soon as somebody else in the group grew, like we all grew and got to that same level because we got to hire each other. Does that make sense? So you can either hire these people yourself, you can do a collaboration together, just reach out to them and see, hey, I'd love to work with you on this or this, like I have something kind of coming in my mind. How would you like to work together on this project, whatever it is. Recap on the long strategies. You're going to want to duplicate your past clients, show up as the expert, establish your expertise, and find your crowd. These are going to be the strategies that are really going to build long-lasting health in your business. Now that we've talked about all these strategies, no matter what strategy you're talking about, no matter what strategy you're doing, you always need to have a clear CTA or a clear call to action. This is a huge mistake that I see a lot of entrepreneurs make, a lot of designers make, where they're going to be talking about selling, they're talking about all of these amazing things, and they have all of these great marketing and networking techniques, but they never actually ask people to buy or tell people how to buy. So people are kind of just left hanging. It's kind of like that strategy where I was talking about, like, you need to incentivize people to buy. You need to incentivize and tell them when and how to buy and why they should buy. They need a clear direction of where to go. Sounds really obvious, but this is huge, and I think this one change in your business will really, really dramatically increase the amount of inquiries you have coming in.